Maine definitely has a lot of history.
So when I was a kid, we lived in Kennebunk, and we lived off of this little dirt road, and we're probably about a mile into the woods, and we had a little place that we were renting or whatever. On the dirt road, probably 3/4 of a mile in, there's these two little grave sites for people. I don't know the history about it or anything. I just know that there was a couple of people who had burials on the road. And I was, I was a little kid when I lived out there, but I was probably, I want to say 7 when this happened. So I was pretty young, but I remember it very clearly. Running through the forest, and the shadow for whatever, dude. People are
Shadows
going to give
fucking
me
freak
shit on
no,
this
man,
one.
shadows freak you out, man. I've seen
Shadows
shadows.
are gnarly, but this shadow had uh I don't know, like a stick in its hand that almost looked like
A
a
stick?
pitchfork, and it had a
Oh,
fucking tail.
a
And it
tail.
was and it was running through the woods completely silent. No sound. And then once it hit the clearing that was the road, it disappeared. Like, it's going this way, hits the road, disappears, and then on the other side of the road where the forest continued, I saw the shadow continuing to run, like, through the forest. Like,
Interesting.
dude, I didn't sleep well in that house ever again after that.
So someone on TikTok, Captain Stu says you saw a childish version of the devil.
Whatever it was, I didn't like it. I can tell you that. It scared the hell out of me then, and, like, even thinking back about it now, that shit, like, is still pretty terrifying, to be honest. Like,
Right.
it was quiet, and it had a pitchfork with a little tail, and it was like this little figure, disappeared in the clearing, continued on the other side, running through the forest, like, not dodging and weaving trees or anything, just smooth cruising, disappeared, no sounds, and just continued on to the other side. Like, I don't know, man. That shit was weird.
That
Oh,
does sound interesting. I mean, well, shadows, like, if you look at the thing, like, so let me open up the lines here. So as you guys are hearing these stories over here in
shadow
TikTok,
silhouette, whatever it was.
right?
Yeah.
For everybody hearing the story, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or even over here on TikTok, as you guys are hearing these stories, I want to let you know that this whole episode is about paranormal and ghost experiences and stuff like that. I'm not leaving out any of the other oddball stuff. Like, some of the people say that when loved ones pass away, and, when they come to visit you, you'll have dreams that the loved one visits you in the dreams. I would love to hear stories like that too, because that falls underneath the nature of paranormal activity, because that is, to this day, is unexplainable events that have happened in our lives. Like, for instance, Gary's shadow, or the stuff that I was speaking about with these businesses. This is all stuff I want to talk about today, and I want to experience it with y'all, and have our listeners, Apple, Spotify, and everybody watching us on all these social medias, hear your stories, because a lot of people are afraid to talk about these stories, right? Because they don't want to be called crazy.